Good morning. This is Susan Hintz-Epstein, also known as Susan of the North. I want to wish you all a beautiful day. Out my window, the days are longer, the snow is melting, and hope of spring is growing. It's been a rough winter. It's been a rough winter for many people, the human collective, the struggles we're going through to bridge our differences. And it's been a rough morning for me trying to record the runes that have come up because I keep stumbling across my own shadows. So hopefully, this is the final take and I can share what is needed without periods of hesitation or boring you to death. Let's begin with the rune for Sunday, February 23rd. We are looking at the rune pair throw. And while on the surface, pair throw is about games of chance, luck, lottery, below the surface, it has a rich tapestry of meaning in the Norse mythology. This is the well. This is the well overseen by the Norse goddesses of fate and destiny, Urður, Verdundi, and Skuld, the past, the present, and the future. Together they weave the human tapestry. Every action and reaction in human history and human doings has formed a rich tapestry of ourselves and our ancestry upon this planet Earth. We talk about living in the past, but we also need to talk about the past as influencing what comes from it, because a true present cannot be available to us unless we have fully cognized the seeds of the past that form who we are today. These are our past experiences, our past choices for light and shadow. Shadow work is very important for people who are seeking to wake up, because without it, those visited hurts, memories, the inner self-talk that is negative as opposed to positive, that is formed from our conditioned self as opposed to our original essential nature, will hold us in their grip. We are not clear. Working within the past, we are able to step forward and move out of our shadows. With clarity, as on Monday, we can attain a position of leadership. A clarified individual has greater access to problem solving skills, to looking for what's simple in the midst of the chaos, to being true to their authentic nature, to understanding what it is to have a true yes and a true no, to be in more accord with one's soul. Such a person on Tuesday, Lagouge, is being in the flow of life. You can respond to life itself. The life force itself is a part of everything that is alive. Consciousness is part of everything. Everything. We have a belief in the Western thinking that if it doesn't move, talk, walk, it's not conscious. If it's not human, it's stupid. It's just a huge fallacy of thinking that we have fallen prey to when we got away from a life close to nature. When we live a life close to nature, we realize how intelligent our animal kin is, how intelligent the tree folk are. The Native American people have a saying, all my relations. They know that we are simply relatives, equal to the grasses, the bugs, the waters, the fire, the earth, the air. Everything that moves has consciousness. It's a very old way of thinking, but when you step into it, you can feel so at one with the life force that is all around us. And Thursday's rune, if you look at the mirror image here, Lagouge, the water emotion, this is the rune of partnership between horse and rider, which is very deep, very deeply felt kinship, friendship, two separate beings, one consciousness in the unity of their partnership. On Thursday, we have the rune Deage. This is breakthrough. Breakthrough is an understanding. I've mentioned from Sunday the importance of shadow work, and just a week's podcast cannot help me to give anyone the clarity of it. But if I can point you in a direction of understanding that you can seek your own research, your own teachers, your own knowledge in this manner, Deage is the rune that bridges the light and the dark, from day into night into day again. The shadows of night give us the chance for dream work, for dreaming, for letting go of the forms that we imagine to the emotional, energetic forms of our feelings, our emotions, our deeper programming, and what lies behind some of the superficial thoughts that we can understand and heal ourselves by bringing the shadows into the light of day. This is the rune of epiphany, enlightenment, illumination, understanding. And we come into the rune. Sometimes I mistake this one in the Anglo-Saxon Futhark for a new symbol for Menage. Sometimes I mistake this one for the symbol Yara, the symbol of the year. But I'm going to stick with my misunderstanding because of all that grows out of it. Okay? If we look at this rune and the shapes within it, the single line is Isa, time for reflection, time for recollection, time for concentration and connection upon our experiences of the past that have made us who we are today. If we take each one of these triangles, if we drew them in a different way so that they were kind of in the shape that my finger's going in, it's the seasons, and the seasons are always turning, they're always cycling. And we hold all of this within ourselves as human beings. We hold as above, so below. We hold all of the higher powers that are in the universe within ourselves, the planets, the stars, the moon, the elementals. We are a cosmos in and of ourselves. And that gives us the same capacity for movement that the seasons hold. Winter, a time of reflection. Spring, a time of quickening. New ideas born in the gestation inherent in the square symbol, which is like in Gouge. Summertime, a period of maturation. Fall, a time of harvesting. It's all within us. How well do we know ourselves as human beings? Do we project outward the things that we hate onto other people? Or can we begin to look at other people as reflections of our inner light? What I hate in someone else, maybe I better look at in myself to see why that is. That I don't go tripping over my own shadows. As the world is changing and evolving, we are in a time of quickening. The human collective is being asked to evolve, to step forward. This is part of the reason we are in such chaotic and turbulent and conflicting times. We can take our own stance on things, trusting that other people will take their own stance on things, and that together, as a collective, we will find a balance between all of these points of view. But it takes work on ourselves. It takes an effort to witness ourselves as we are, others as they are, without attaching to emotions about a thing. Emotions can rise and fall and pass away. This is important to realize. When you have a strong emotion yourself, you can step into it, intensify it, and let that pass away. And then you realize that you are not that emotion, even though you may have carried the pattern of it within you for a long time. If we can do this work, on Saturday, next Saturday, we see the rune Iowa, which is the river serpent. This has significance in two ways for me. In one way, this rune is also a symbol of the seed crystal of another form of Hagalash. Hagalage is about sudden change, a snow squall, and the snowflake as the seed crystal for a new beginning. In the Anglo-Saxon Futhark, this is the river serpent. And if we look at whether you like snakes or not, I want you to think about this. The serpent in yoga, the Kundalini yoga, is about the story of two serpents that live at your root chakra. And the process of waking up and becoming enlightened is weaving, back to the Norns and the idea of weaving, right? Weaving those two strands, the shadow and the light, through each of your chakras and bringing it up to the third eye, where you have a new vision, enlightenment. Sometimes the process of Kundalini is permanent, sometimes it's an epiphany, but it's all part of the process of self-change, renewal, and transformation. Without this work, you cannot transform. You cannot become a new being. This is also the symbol, I want to say, of our human sexuality. But it's not about sex in the sense that guy's gonna go get the girl. No, this is about the seed that raised us from conception through the growth of our soul, through the birth of our children, through the continuing of our humanity. There are different forms of chi. It's life force energy that also regulate human health, well-being, and how well we integrate with others in our lives. So there is a lot that I have said this week. It is seed crystal for new work, new understanding. And if you have any questions, my contact information is available in the comments. But I wish you all a blessed Rune week ahead as we come out of winter into spring. I wish you all a blessed, fulfilling year ahead. And whatever your political stance, and I feel highly motivated myself politically at this time, I hope that you will take a stand on what it is you believe in, what it is you hold feelings for, so that the human diversity can come together in a new balance for the highest good of all of us. I'm Susan of the North, aka Susan Hintz-Epstein, signing off for today.